Hi there. Today we're going to go over factory acceptance testing, otherwise known as FAT, and some things to look out for when testing a wireless system. FAT is a critical part of preparing the system for deployment and is performed by connecting all system hardware and testing to verify a complete system prior to installation. Incorporating the wireless hardware in testing is important because it allows timing, recovery, and throughput to be verified. However, most FAT setups are performed in smaller physical areas than where the hardware will be installed. This presents a problem when operating wireless hardware designed for miles of operation. You may be thinking that operating a radio designed for long distances up close should just make it run better, but that's not actually the case. The receiver of the radio has a saturation level of about -40 dBm, whereas signal strength stronger than that is so much energy that excess creates interference and will slow or even completely stop communication over the air. To operate in situations like this, the radios require specialized software settings or hardware. The received signal strength needs to be reduced below the radio's saturation level for the radios to operate with their antennas in close proximity. This can be done by either lowering the power level in the radios through software or by adding an RF attenuator. This attenuator, placed in the transmission path between the radio and the antenna, can be of a fixed value, typically 10 dB or 20, or could sometimes be variable. These attenuators will both lower the output power of the radio on the transmit side and the received signal strength on the receive side. Now that we know about FAT and what to look for, in the rest of this video I will be showing you a few examples, one bad test setup, one better test setup, and a best test setup, showing both a software option and a hardware option. We'll be monitoring the performance of the radios using our new esteemed Networking Suite's monitoring mode. This only works with the latest version of firmware on the Horizon radios though. Once you have your network set up and the radios are talking, press the monitor tab at the top and press Start Monitoring. A status box will pop up on each of the links as seen on the screen. This here is an example of a bad test setup. This is a good layout for configuring the radios as they are all nearby and connected to the same switch, but they will not communicate over the air being this close. We want to get some distance between these radios first. This is a much better setup. There is a decent amount of distance between our radios now, but we still don't have the best communication, so the first setting we should change is to lower our output power in the settings of the radio. The location of the options has changed based on the radio you are working with, but in this example, we'll be using Horizon radios on the newest firmware. The power settings can be found on the setup page, in the same location as the bandwidth and distance settings. The power level settings have 4 options: max at 100% power, high at 75% power, low at 50% power, and min at 25% power. Lower the power as needed to get the signal past the saturation level. The distance setting here affects the timing for the radio and should be set to the longest distance the radio will be communicating at, even during testing. Once these have been adjusted as needed, skip to commit and commit the changes. The radio will reboot. After these settings, we're doing good, but we can do better. We're going to be putting attenuators on the radios. This will lower our signals even further. The attenuators I have for testing this setup are 20 dBm in size, so putting one on each radio will lower our signal by 20 dBm on each side for a combined signal loss of 40 dBm. For best communications, I only need one of the attenuators, but if you have less room to test, you may need more. The best test for the radio would be to get it to the same signal strength for each link that was found during the site survey. Once the radios are dialed in, perform the testing and make adjustments as needed, and you'll have confidence that everything will work as expected when installed. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this helps you with your factory acceptance testing. If you have any questions, please contact esteemed support. Have a nice day.